guys, the Black Critic Guy, here to give you the conclusion to my ongoing top 10 series for the month of July. I apologize for not having a top 10 last week. Like I said, I got preoccupied with other things, and also I was kind of lazy that week, so I didn't really feel like doing a top 10. But I come back to finish strong, and boy, do I finish strong with my top 10 badass female anime characters, as requested by one of my subscribers, Death Solstice. So what defines a badass female anime character? Well, in my opinion, the first and most obvious thing that defines a badass female anime character is that she needs to be able to kick a whole lot of ass. I mean, she has to be tough, ferocious, very skilled, and take down anybody that gets in her path. Not only that, but a badass female anime character needs to have a personality that makes her stand out of a crowd. You know, not only can she kick a lot of ass, but she has a personality that makes her likable and somebody that we can root for. And it doesn't hurt to be visually appealing as well, if you catch my drift. Yeah, call me a pervert, whatever. I said it and I'm not ashamed. Now, I don't really have any set rules for this top 10. If they met one of the 3 qualifications that I mentioned earlier, they're probably going to be on this list. And I gotta tell you guys, this is one of the hardest lists that I had to make because there are so many badass female anime characters that I could have mentioned on this list that I didn't. Like, I don't have Yuno Gasai in this list. I don't have Penny or Stalking on this list. I don't have Yugi Nagato. There are so many badass female characters that didn't make the cut for this list. And that's why I want to hear from you guys. I want to know, who are your favorite badass female characters? Did I leave any out? Make sure you comment and let me know, and explain to me why you felt like she was a badass female anime character. But with that, let's get to the list, shall we? Number 10 is Balsa from Seirei no Moribito. Now, in my review for Seirei no Moribito, an anime that I wasn't a huge fan of, I did mention in that review that she was going for badass chick of the year, and I still stand by my words. The reason that she's so low on this list is, although she's a badass, she really only has maybe 1 or 2 big fight scenes in the entire anime. Although the greatest thing about Balsa is that you don't really need to see her in action to know that this girl's a badass. Just watch any of the fight scenes that she's in and you can tell that this girl can take a hit and this girl can deal a punch. The fact that she's able to restrain herself from going all out on a person or killing an individual is one of the main reasons why I put her on this list. Another reason is that she's such a good-natured individual. She cares a lot about other people, even her enemies, to the point where she wouldn't hurt or kill any of them. But don't take her kind demeanor as a weakness. She will take you down if you mean her harm. And that's why she is number 10. Number 9 is Karen Ichijou from School Rumble. Yes, I had to put a School Rumble girl on this list at least. And why not Karen Ichijou? When you first see Karen Ichijou, you don't really think much about her. She looks like a quiet, timid, shy girl. But in reality, she's one of the strongest characters in all of School Rumble. And they reference it throughout the entire anime, how she's able to lift heavy things with ease, or how she can take down anybody that stands in her way. She is one badass chick. Not only that, but she's a very cute girl with a gentle personality. She tries not to get into fights as much as possible, but time and time again gets thrown into some scuffles with this girl from Mexico named Laura. But yeah, Karen Ichijou, cute, gentle, badass female anime character, and she's number 9. Number 8 is Homura from Puella, Magi, Madoka, Magica. Now, at first, Homura wasn't really a badass female anime character. She actually started off more like Karen Ichijou, where she was a timid, shy kind of girl who didn't want to get involved as much. But as she witnessed her friends dying time and time again, it sort of altered her psyche, making her this jaded individual who doesn't show her emotions because she doesn't want to get hurt. She's probably one of the most well-developed anime characters on this entire list, and she kicks a whole lot of ass when she's taking down witches. Number 7 is Mari from Evangelion 2.22. Yeah, I could not make a top 10 badass female anime characters list without mentioning Mari. She is without a doubt one of the biggest badasses in the Evangelion franchise. Almost every scene that she's in emphasizes this point. The first time we see her, she takes down an angel all by herself. The second time we see her parachuting down, landing on Shinji. The third time we see her go berserk on this angel. I mean, this girl is the pure definition of a badass character. And where she lacks in character development, she makes up with being a very entertaining, very bombastic, energetic, and badass female character that rejuvenated my interest in the Evangelion series. Number 6 is Yarizui Sen, or the Ice Witch from Bento! Just like Mari, the way that we're introduced to this character emphasizes why she's a badass. I mean, she literally takes down a group of guys so she can obtain a bento, and she does it with ease. I mean, she's fast, she's cunning, and she is strong as hell. And I really dug her relationship with the new guy, kind of teaching him how to jump into the fray and obtain his bento. The only thing that really saddened me about her character is that she got gypped for her redemption fight at the end of the series. Something happened in episode 10 where she lost a battle, and I thought that she was gonna come back strong and face this enemy and redeem herself in a battle, but it never happened. And also, they didn't really develop her character as much as I wanted to, but from what they gave us, they made her a very likable character that we really rooted for, and she was a badass. Number 5 is Lucy from Elfen Lead. I hate saying lead, I like to say lied, but apparently it's pronounced lead. Again, the way that we're introduced to this character emphasizes just how badass and demented this girl really is. I mean, for 6 minutes straight, she just wreaks havoc on this facility, killing anybody in her path, unstoppable, and doesn't even break a sweat when she's doing it. They were only able to stop her when she let her guard down, and even when she did that, they weren't even able to land a fatal blow. Throughout the entire anime, she displays just how badass and how cruel she can be. I mean, there's one scene where this guy is talking to her and he's trying to convince her to join him, and then she just wastes him like it wasn't even a second thought. And lastly, one of the main reasons why I put her so high on this list is because I really like her character and her development. We understand where this character is coming from, the pain and suffering that she went through in her childhood, the traumatic experience of losing her dog and all that stuff. It gives you a well fleshed out character. She wasn't just some psychotic bitch that went on a killing spree. She's a tormented badass just looking for acceptance, and she found that with Kota, and I really love their bond, their chemistry, and their relationship, and that's why Lucy is number 5. Number 4 is Psycho Bushujima from High School of the Dead. Again, the way that they introduced this character emphasize just how badass she is. I mean, for a whole day, she just wastes a bunch of zombies by herself. She just wields that katana and just be slicing up zombies at every turn. How does that not scream badass female character? And this character is freaking sexy as hell, and she does go through a bit of a development later on in the series. We get an understanding of her character, we get a little backstory into her life, and that was pretty good to see as well. There's nothing hotter than seeing a girl wielding a katana slicing up a bunch of zombies. I mean, I just wanted to get on my knees and say, marry me. Hell, it would have made a great How We Met story, I can tell you that. So again, to reiterate, freaking sexy, badass, sword-wielding Psycho makes number 4. Number 3 is Kitika from Noir. Again, the way that they introduced this character emphasized just how badass she really is. Are you starting to see a pattern here? Because if you're not, something's wrong with you. I mean, seriously, the first time we see Kitika, she takes down 4 bad guys all by herself. One of them she kills by snapping his neck with his tie. How is that not badass? Not only that, but she's a very well-developed character with a troubled past who has great camaraderie with her partner in crime, Marielle, and I love when these two bond together. They made for some of the best moments in the entire series. But between the two, there is no doubt in anybody's mind that Kitika is definitely the badass of the group. Number 2 is my favorite headless woman, Celty. Now, she's been popping in and out of my top 10s quite frequently lately, and that's because I really love this character. Not only is she a badass, but she's a badass with a heart and great character development. I'm still amazed as to how great they developed this character. I mean, she's relatable, she's likable, and she's actually pretty sexy. Celty's really that 1 in a million character. She has everything going for her. She's sexy, she's smart, she's a badass, she has character development, we really relate to her, and we really like her. And that's why I put good old Celty at number 2. Now, number 1 may or may not shock you. It's actually the reason why I didn't put any rules on this list, because when I was thinking of who could be the number 1 badass female character, I thought of one anime that has many girls that fit that description, and you probably already know what I'm gonna say, and that is the girls from Black Lagoon. Every one of them can be number 1 on this list. In fact, I went back and forth between Roberta and Revi. Roberta, Revi. Then I went to Edda. Then I thought of Yolanda. Then I thought of Balalanka. And I just realized I can't pick between these girls, they're all badass in their own way, and I just decided to bundle them all together and make them all number one. I mean, seriously, I can't even think of another series that has this many badass chicks in it. I mean, I could name 6 right off the bat. I mean, you got Revi, you got Balalanka, you got Edda, you got Yolanda, you got Roberta, you got that maid that helped in the OVA, you got Chinglish. I mean, it goes on and on. I mean, at first you're like, oh man, Revi, she's definitely the badass of that series. I mean, gun-wielding, foul-mouthed, sexy Chinese American girl, definitely the badass. And then you see Roberta come into the series, you're like, oh man, she's definitely the badass. I mean, sexy maid who can kill you in a second, definitely badass. Then you see Balalanka just teaming up on a bunch of people, you're like, oh man, she's definitely the badass. I mean, it goes back and forth like that. And when I was making this list, that's what I did. I kept scratching out their names like, no, it's Roberta, no, it's Revi, no, it's Balalanka, no, it's Edda. I mean, each character was badass in their own way. Each character had their own character development, and each character would not hesitate to take the first shot if they had the chance. I mean, I literally fell in love with each and every one of them. They have a special characteristic that made them special, made them stand out. And that's why the girls from Black Lagoon are my number one badass female anime characters. And those, ladies and gentlemen, were my choices of the top 10 badass female anime characters. And like I mentioned earlier, I would like to know, who are your favorite badass female anime characters? Did you feel like I left anybody out? Be sure to comment below, let me know. And that ends my ongoing top 10 series for the month of July. Thank you for watching all my top 10s. And this is also the last video that I'm doing in this room. You will not see this room ever again after this. And I would like to know, what did you guys think of this room? Did you like this room? Did you hate it? Do you think I could have done more with the background decorations? Please let me know. But until then, guys, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Watley II from the Black Critic Guy, peacing out of this room for the last time. Till then, peace, YouTube.